everybody's complaining that they can't see their notifications, not their messages. So I
Right.
didn't think the wiser. I just thought, well, maybe you need extra time to set up because I was getting uh, ready while he was on the phone.
Well, that's perfect. Well, I have gone ahead and I've gone ahead and we've launched. We are live now, just to pull a fast one on you because
I
I
saw
got
it.
to do that. I was hoping to catch you talking some shit on somebody during that little rant there. That way we
Uh,
could have I could have just
you ain't
pegged you right then and there.
you ain't saying the right key words, my brother.
Folks, once again, welcome to your new favorite weekly, multiple times a week, episodic live broadcast here, Struggling with Sozio, episode 46, which I have not given a title yet. We're going to see how off the rails we go before I go ahead and title this episode. Another very, very special guest today, my girl, longtime friend, longtime comrade from the pro wrestling business, Yolanda, the designer. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good. The natural reaction is that's me. Um,
Yes, yes. Famous fashion designer of in-ring gear, t-shirts. You may have seen merchandise in pro wrestling. You
many
name it, this
moons.
lady makes it. And guess what else? It's always fire. It's always that hot fire. Pew, 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 pew. I actually, it's so funny you did that because like I wanted to have that sound queued up, but I don't have like a soundboard yet. But that was definitely in my mind for today. For,
Well,
for
no, 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 no. Well, I was gonna say, well, funny enough, last year I started.
stuff.
I know,
I'm
right? That was,
sorry.
you got a ghost. You got a ghost in the
Yeah, dude,
middle.
something just fell behind me, and there's nothing to fall behind me.
See,
I'm
um,
sorry. I'm sorry. Carry on. Carry on.
I have like sound effects, um, from many moons ago when I had a show, and like stuff I just found like recently for fun, and one of them is like the air horn. So I
Oh yeah.
technically could go right in that daggone YouTube playlist and find my nonsense. Like even like sad side music, like
Yeah.
that whatever. I'll just say it. So anyway, so our friend Blake Thomas, aka Blizz, who was also a guest
Yes.
on the show, first guest,
Yes.
right?
First guess. Numero uno.
Numero uno. So he enjoys me reading stuff for whatever reason. He just enjoys me to read it, and some stuff is funny, but it's not supposed to be funny. Um, and so I'm a big fan of Wendy Williams' radio, and she always had these
Okay.
crazy sound effects. And one of them she called hobo music, like like a
Perfect.
bag, like the tie on a stick,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
fan
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
violin.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
could never find that exact
Handkerchief.
music. Yeah, the handkerchief, thank you. But I never could
Yeah.
find the exact music, but I did find some. So I would start. So I would just read the most where I would read stuff that's not supposed to be funny, that maybe people are supposed to be sincere, and I would read it to the music, and we could. Well, I'll speak for myself. I could barely finish it because I'm damn near dying from laughter. Like my airways, I'm cracking up, and it's so dumb. But stuff like that brings me joy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you know what? I think that's why people like us gravitate towards each other. And like,
Yeah,
certain I brushed over it, but I can't even most of the time I have guests on here because I've known people like you a long time and I can't even always pinpoint where I met somebody or how long it's been, but I know it's
it's
been
true.
over a decade. I know that it's been a super duper long time.
Yeah,
Um, because we've been doing this thing a minute. But yeah, so it's always hard to try to figure that out. But I know that we've been after it a long, long time. But
yeah. At least
and I guess what I was saying was like people like us have always just gravitated towards each other. We just have similar crazy personalities. We find humor in the same shit.
yes.
Certainly our fashion ideals line
Oh,
up.
don't get me. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that.
Shit. Like when I was looking for pictures, I found a nice collage that you had made of us two. You had wished me a happy birthday several
Yes.
years ago, and you were celebrating my suits and shoes and all. And it is what it is. You're
It
right.
was
You're
so
right.
right, right. It was so perfect. It was just So, and I'm not saying this because I'm on your show, right? But I almost said this on somebody else's. And I was like, oh, I can't say it on his. He'll never forgive me. But the truth, the truth of the truth, if I had to pick my favorite CZW heavyweight champion, it's you. It is you without a shadow.
Come on,
No,
like
I'm
world
dead ass.
champion though.
No, I'm dead ass because um, besides your wrestling style, right, which is that's cool, but it takes more than that for me to be impressed
Sure,
and,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah.
to be involved. And what I enjoy the most is when somebody is committed. You were committed to the hair on your head, to the haircut it was, to your damn ostrich shoes or your wingtip wrestling shoes. To that, and don't get me started about that goddamn coat. So it was just it was just so perfect.
Well,
And
thank
like
you.
the way you pissed people off, you had your crew, and it was just so it was very well done. So
I appreciate you saying that. I really do, and
yeah,
I think what you liked about it is a lot of what I enjoyed about doing it, which was and and I always got to give a shout out to Drew and his brother and Ace and those guys for sort of coming up with the gimmick, or at least being the masterminds behind it, because like what I enjoyed about doing it was that it sort of harkened back to the wrestling that you and I grew up watching and enjoying. Just like sort of the old fashioned heel that was playing sort of a gimmick that was obviously not true, but
yeah,
we all believed it. You know what I mean? Like there's no more 50 style like mobs,
yeah,
anymore. Like
yeah.
there's no. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still gangsters and there's
Oh,
still
they
people that
was.
will kill you, but they don't wear they don't wear pinstripes and suspenders and fucking fedoras and stupid
No,
shit. But
no, no, no. They
we
wear
all
they wear
believed it.
velvet velour track suits, even more dumb stuff. But go ahead.
Certainly the other thing I could say about that was it wasn't hard for me to do because it was literally an exaggeration of my life and my dad and my grandfather. Like I'm not even kidding. Like if you take me in the ring with the wife beater and that gear and you put it next to my dad at 40 years old cutting the grass, it's the same guy. It's the same guy. It's not. I'm not. It's like the exact same guy. Like I'm a carbon copy of my father. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
was. I guess what I'm saying was it wasn't really a stretch for me to play a dirty, filthy greaseball mobster looking son of a bitch. It's just what I am. You know.
But that's the best part. A lot of personas are successful based on some type of reality, or or you and the volume being turned up. I don't think that recipe has ever failed anybody.
No.
It hasn't, and I don't know why more people don't do it. Well, yes, I do. A lot of people are scared and they want to copy off each other.
Yeah.
Dumb shit. So, which I have no problem talking about that. Dumb, dumb, dumb. But yeah, funny enough, fun fact. I actually did know. Um, so it was Drew's show that I didn't want to say it on because he brought that up, and I wanted to say because it was him and Nell. They were watching the Cage of Death match with all y'all in it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in my brain, I'm like, sorry, Drew, you're number two.
At least I got that over him. You know what I mean? At least I'll always have that over him. I mean, he's got millions of dollars, but at least I got that.
Yeah, we need to ask him for some money.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for some of my successful friends to pull together their money and get me a Tesla, like I've been asking. Hey guys, it's like 10 grand a piece. If like 8 of you guys do it, what the fuck me, right?
Y'all got it. Y'all ain't like y'all
You
don't.
got it, you know.
We seen the rumor contract.
we read the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
You bitch.
They'll be fronting on us hoes.
But yeah, I think the other thing I was gonna say too is you and I have always had something else to talk about at wrestling shows too. You know what I mean? It wasn't always just wrestling with us. I mean, aside from the fashion and the fun with that, but like you knew that I went to school for graphic design, and so sometimes we might be talking about shirt designs. We might be, talking about whatever stuff you were working on. Maybe you were showing me something, or yeah. So
Even
we
down
just
to software.
we always we were always there
Yeah,
with design as well. You know,
yeah, which is really cool because a lot of times, well, whatever. I'm about to be honest, but sometimes I stop myself and then I push myself and go,
don't
fuck it.
don't you dare be honest or shoot on my show. That's not what we do here. I don't ever tell it like it is or fucking piss anybody off.
I like how you look to the side like you read that off a napkin.
Missy says Yolanda is the motherfucking woman,
Hey, Missy.
and she's right. She's right.
Thank you. You're too kind. Matter of
I'm
fact,
sorry. What were you gonna say before
I
I
need to
interrupted?
share this actually. Well, oh damn it, Yolanda. What was I about to say? What was I about to say?
I
What
took
was
you
I
away.
saying?
No, we were saying, you know, how we talk about like design and
Oh yeah,
stuff
yeah,
at.
yeah. Boom. Here we go. Yeah, because what I realized, like I am a people person. I can normally strike up a conversation and stuff like that. But I just realized how antisocial or I just want to go to a downhill turn. But okay, antisocial, corny. Um, all they have is their gimmick, no reality, no substance type of people. So unless you're talking about them
Mhm.
or wrestling, they have no conversation. You know what I mean? And I
A lot
like
of
to have
that. Yeah, there's
conversation
a lot of that.
more. Yeah, and I don't want to just talk about wrestling all the time, or I
Yeah,
don't want to talk about it with everybody. I can't
right.
talk about it with everybody because
It's exhausting. Yeah,
yeah, your perception might be skewed for whatever reason. You know, a whole bunch of them live in La La Land.
yeah.
Uh,
A lot of times it's like if you ever like are sick or you're injured or something, and then you show up to a party, and then you have to explain to 15 people how you're doing. How are you? How are you making out with that? It's great. The rehab's going well. I'm walking now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm on these medications. Like, and by like the 15th person that asks you, you're like, I'm great. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. You're getting the Cliff Notes version. Okay, I'm fucking good. Like that just happened to somebody I know. Like, we were asking him, how's your business doing, man? Like, you know, because of COVID, like, how's everything? And like by the 15th person, he's like, we're fair, we're doing all right. But
If
yeah,
I'm
no,
looking down, don't mind me. I'm resharing
oh yeah, yeah, totally.
The John.
Yeah, the
So
John John.
let's make this public.
That's how we get eyes on the John John. We got to share it. There's so many times I want to say that. Like, I live out in South Central PA now, and I want to say those types of words, and I just don't, because people will be like, "What? What did you?" I'll be like, the thing, okay, the thing over there. I called it a John. Is that all right?
um, damn, help me! I'm trying to hurry up and get this over with so I can put my phone down. All right, I'm
Oh,
starting
it's
out.
all
You know
good.
what? I have no problem doing this while I'm starting out with what to do. Cuz catch the live. What the hell I want to say? I can't think. I just
Oh
want to
yeah,
talk
it's all good.
shit. I don't want to think.
It's
Um,
all good. I'll just dance and do a hand jive while you're just to keep everybody's attention. But
I can't. If you talk to me, I will be able to multitask. But if you
oh,
want me
for
to
sure.
stay in a conversation right now, I can't. But if you bring someone up,
No,
I can respond.
no, that's totally fine. Well, what I could do is I could send Missy the link, and then she could join the broadcast while you know, like how funny that would be. She could just
That would
like
be
jump in and join the
hysterical.
broadcast while you're like a
Yeah.
commercial. You know what I mean? but but yeah, no, like the other thing I was going to say about the whole being an artist thing was, you are in my opinion somebody who takes it very seriously, because you know, we know a lot of wanksters. We know lots
Oh
of wankster fucking
yeah,
designers.
man.
A lot of people that do shit on their phone and act like they're graphic artists or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I'm glad Steve Jobs is in the ground. I don't know about you.
Or
Fuck him.
or
Or what? Or what?
or gear designers. Like God, fucking damn.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
oh.
yeah,
Cause there's some who I can see the natural talent within them. I'm
yeah.
like, do your thing. You're like, you got this. And then you got some that like I got irked recently because I saw somebody coin my phrase, and I hate that I gotta make peace with certain stuff and then think about all right, the next shit. But like, I was calling myself like the wrestling designer because I design more than gear,
Sure.
right? Like I've put in my time to say that. It's not just a nut ass hashtag. You know what I mean? I earned that shit. And then when I see certain other people do it, I'm like, man, fuck out of here. But, I don't want to look like a bully. But that
Yeah.
is, depending on who it is, that does run through my brain. And so it's like, it's funny. I was thinking about the other day about the transformation of me because I am in the middle or the transition of figuring out like my brand. I've helped so many. Now I want to focus on me. And when I was writing it down, I was like, huh, it's so funny how my trajectory went. Because the last thing I was calling myself was Yolanda, a wrestling designer, but now I just say Yolanda the designer
Yeah.
because I'm just at a point where I was funny enough telling Blake, I said, yo, I just want to make money creatively. That's all I want.
Right. Yep.
That's all I want. I want to design sneakers one day and plates the next. That's what I want. That's why I called um my brand, my company, what have you, gimmicks, because I wanted something that expressed me, which is I just want to do whatever the fuck I want.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
That I mean that should be like everybody's end goal.
yeah,
Unless there's people out there that are just perfectly comfortable working for somebody else to make their money, and that's putting a little bit in the bank and the 401k and then this and that. Like I know that the reason I did this is because I'm hoping to be successful on my own again. You know what I
yep,
mean? I want to do something independently that I enjoy doing. I know I'm not always going to get to talk to my friends, but if it's talking to people about their problems and shit, and if it catches on and it helps people, then great. Fuck it. If I
yep,
can make if I and again, not get rich or famous necessarily. Like if all that comes with it, great. But I mean, like if I could just make the same amount of money I am now working as a graphic artist for a fucking snack food company doing this, great.
yeah,
Fuck, let's do it. I think that's
yeah.
what we're all after. But, to me, you've always actually also been a walking, living piece of art, Yolanda, for sure. Like,
Right.
you talk about me head to toe. There's never been a time I've seen you out looking bad ever. Like, every detail is considered, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that, artist to artist, I must say.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't go out. Hopefully I did this right. Did it say you got to reshare? Because this is a
Let's
new
see.
way of.
I think so.
Uh,
I think so.
all right,
Yeah, Yolanda. Yeah, it's you shared the video. It
I
says
did
you did.
it. All right,
Yeah,
cool. Goddamn. Peace out.
yeah. Oh,
Don't give me dancing. Haven't been to the club in a while. Thank you. I try. Well, fuck it. We about to have a moment. So I do believe images everything. I don't give a damn what people say. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter what you wear. Yes, the fuck it does. It does.
yep.
You should care about how you look. You dress for the job that you want. In my case, I just want to be a fashionable creator that that generates an income based off of that. So, but it's like, okay, but I want to look a certain way to, without a shadow of a doubt, show that for myself, and also let it be for yourself too. Don't let it just be for other fucking people.
Yeah.
That's a jewel. Pick that up. Um, it got to be for yourself first because you got to be comfortable. You have to own it. You have to live it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be a phoney. Yeah, you don't
no,
want to be a
because it ain't
phony.
gonna last. Like some people are good for doing that for 1,000 years, but some people ain't cut um to be fake, and then some don't have the talent to be fake, then get the job, and then able to to keep it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Like eventually they'll know you. You don't know what the fuck you doing. So um, but yeah, presentation is key, man. Like nobody's gonna tell me. Nobody can tell me different. Like
Yeah.
don't even try.
Yeah, I mean it's like, going back to what you were saying about when I was world champion, like there was no chance I was showing up anywhere not in a suit. Like
Yes.
there was no chance. Like there was a couple podcasts I booked during that time. Same deal.
Yep.
I showed up. It was wintertime. Everything suit. I had the title.
Mhm.
Because I'm a
Yeah.
mark. I'm a mark. But no, presentations, everything. Like I said, I really appreciate it. But I think it is a big deal. You know, you don't want to find out. Like, of course, now in the moment, I can't think of a good example, but like, you know, you just don't want to find out like somebody that looks like a homeless person is like a house cleaner or something. It's like, wait, you clean stuff? You look like fucking garbage. It's like, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like, or whatever, you know. Yeah, it
make
just
it
doesn't work.
yeah, make it make sense.
Yeah, for
Like, you
sure.
know what I mean? And if you are the house cleaner that looks like garbage, spin it into a story to make it make sense. Sometimes it don't have to be cut and dry. If you tell a story, then maybe it'll work. Don't because look, because if I can keep it real, when you go to a black hair salon, right, some of the hairdressers' hair is trash.
Right, right,
They
right,
don't got
right.
time to do their hair, but they can because
Sure.
they taking all this time to do your hair.
Right,
So
right, right.
maybe you can make that applicable to that character if that's even a thing. You
Right, right,
know
right.
what I mean?
And like, you know,
So
like
hard, you
a
fuck
better
yourself.
example would have been like a lawyer or something like that. Like, this guy's a lawyer, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, you know, something like that. But
yeah, yeah.
neither here
No,
nor
no,
there.
it's still a good example, but people need to know
Yeah.
that if they are kind of doing a what is it like an oxymoron type of
Yeah.
character, then
Yeah.
make it make sense. Make
Exactly.
it make sense.
Exactly.
That's all.
But you know, along the way, I don't know when the first time it happened for you, but it has to be pretty wild to like have a lot of your work be on national television and global television, like in a lot of your ring gear that's featured in WWE, Cesaro, Drew Gulak, Leo Rush. What are some of the other ones that because I know there's a dozen probably.
Um. Okay. I sometimes have to think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was trying to think about him too earlier
Cedric
because there's some I don't
Alexander.
realize that you did, and then I'm like, oh, she did. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Cedric was one. Kieran Q was one. Deanna Perrazzo was one. There's a young man named Boa who you might have saw NXT recently, especially I think the 2 episodes ago with Zia Lee.
You made stuff for Mercedes too, right?
No,
Mercedes.
I wish.
I thought you
Uh,
did. Maybe I thought
no,
I'm
I.
confusing it with somebody else. Then I'm
That's
confusing it
okay.
with some.
I
Yeah,
wish though.
yeah.
Um, Let me see. Then there's some people who has a Drake Maverick. I had to make sure to say
Okay. Oh
his
yeah.
current
Yep.
name
Yep.
and not the other one. Um, and maybe some other people I can't think of.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
mean, it's just super cool though. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be an awesome feeling. What's it like for you?
so it depends on what year you ask me.
Yeah. Right. 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 Right.
So,
Now it's just like yeah, another one. Yeah.
well, so all right. This part I'm not sure if I want to share the mentality or if I do, how do I say it?
Sure. Sure.
I don't want to sound ungrateful either. So I'll put it like this. Um, it is pretty cool. It is. One thing I'll be honest. I'm very humble about it to the point where I feel like I'm the type of person where it's like I can do more. And even though that is really cool, I look at either what's currently going on in my life and go, okay, but I can do better. So I don't really as much marinate in how awesome something is
That's
a
cool.
lot until somebody tells me, and that goes from even working in New York, on the fashion tip. There's stuff I forget until I have to look at my resume or my portfolio or have a conversation. So I'm just at a point where it's like, okay, what's the next chapter for me? Because like I not to say quickly, but it feels pretty quick. Um, from a from so the first cool thing that happens when Cesaro's gear was featured in a WWE magazine. That was 2012, and then eventually now it's more on TV. And then eventually I get more um, clients from WWE, and then they're on action figures and what do you call that? Oh, and the video game. That was the coolest part was the video game. Or when they re-debut, like the Claudio one, Claudio and Drew probably met the emotional most to me.
Right. Right. Right.
My favorite gear will be Leo's because it's just
It's sharp.
it's Yes,
You should be proud of
exactly.
that. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's what I really want to do more of. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I have to figure out the balance because I don't want to. And I haven't talked about this publicly, but ain't no time like the present. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so like
Breaking news, breaking news.
breaking news. So
Bam,
people
pew,
who
bam. Pew, 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 pew,
so
pew.
it's a saying that I say a lot to people, which is you may be new to me, but I ain't new to this. So
Do you
I
hear this siren?
I do. It's perfect. Let's just say it's Philly. Blame it on me.
It's not. It's
Blame
just
it
that
on
I
me.
happen to live on a block where there's a firehouse and an ambulance. So
Yeah.
every emergency, I hear it. Like, you know what I mean? Like every emergency. But like the fucking siren couldn't have been better because we were just making the pew, 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 pew.
Right? They
Breaking
knew.
news.
They knew. So, so yeah. So I'm at
Okay.
a point where I don't want to leave people who are new. I want to still be able to help those that have no idea what they're doing, as
Yeah.
far as they're new to wrestling and they getting their first gear made. Like that's very special when somebody gets their first gear ever made by and they
Oh
choose
yeah.
me.
Oh yeah.
Um, but then I want to start designing more for people who wants to go above and beyond. I have so many concepts that I looked through them recently. I was like, damn, I could do half of this. Not like 25% of years of research that I've done for myself, just come across some fancy off the wall stuff. And that's I want to design that. I really want to work more with people who
So when you say like going above and beyond, you're talking like obviously a little bit about taking some more risks.
yeah.
Maybe some stuff that's
Simplistic.
not necessarily cliche, but like cookie cutter. Like so if somebody approaches you and they want some gear and it's just like, can you just make me some trunks, kind of like Drew's or whatever? Like
Yeah.
you're not necessarily interested in making something like that. I mean, or you are, but you just want to, like you said,
No, I want to know. I'm gonna say what I say, which is I would like to start very soon, and I'm trying to figure out how to not weed it out, but transition into that so it's not looking like I'm going peace out other people because it's not true. Um, but that Leo Rush Moth gear, not even just the gear in WWE, that damn Moth gear, yo, was such a cool thing to be a part of, and I want more of that. I want more of that, where you know, and I want people who really want to invest in their gear and take it over the and be over the top.
yeah,
So that's really what I want. And if I get few of those, I'm cool with it. I just want more of it than I normally get. So
yeah,
more
uh,
like more superheroes and
yeah,
yeah, I just want that over the top. That's what I want. So it's
and
me trying to
yeah,
figure that out without leaving people who still need my help to the wayside. Like I don't want to do that at all. But I know that for me, I'm starting to. You know what? I'll keep it real. I'm starting to get bored. I
yeah, 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 yeah.
I've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm starting to get bored to a degree. I want the extra. So
I feel you. I definitely feel you there. And I also relate to you on the level of being an artist in that you're saying it without saying it, but like you want to establish. I mean, you've been talking about your brand, but you also want to establish almost a look, a style that when people see it, they go, "Is that a Yolanda?" It's like, is that like when they see the gear, when they see the entrance gear, they go, "Oh, Yolanda made that." Like that's some crazy shit she would make. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
awesome. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
And whether that's what you're actually thinking or not, like that's what I was thinking, and I think that would be really cool too. I think, and like you said, you're definitely at that level where that can start happening and should start happening. You should be in control of your career and the direction it's going. But and I think that you won't have any shortage of people that to work with that'll probably let you do that. Especially with the amount of wrestling that's still going on. I mean,
yeah.
which which kind of more or less, something else I guess I wanted to ask you about was like, what's your, well, I guess, what's your take, having obviously been in the business a long time and a fan of the business a long time? Like, what's your current take on the state of wrestling right now with everything going on?
Oh man, it's
I
so
know that's a loaded question. I know.
yeah. It's a fickle. It's not jaded, but it is.
Oh,
Um.
before you say that, I just saw that Corvus said that you did two of his shirt designs, and you're the best.
Oh, thank you, Corvus. Very
Sup,
cool.
Corvus? Hey, Corvus. Hey, shout out to the front. Yeah,
Right? Hey, boo, hey.
yeah. That's my guy. That's one of my
Right?
guys.
um. Okay. So this is horrible too, but um. So at a certain point, I started getting bored with wrestling too. Um. um. Because I just I just don't like, just regular wrestling. I do like story. I do like the extra. I like the show of it all. Um, so it's funny because before COVID happened, what kind of sparked that was when I start going to these GCW shows, and they were at different venues, which are like club venues. So the atmosphere was different, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, now you got me," because
yeah,
you
yeah.
give me some neon lighting, and where you're talking to me. I'm invested. Here's some
A little bit
money.
of magic again. A little bit of
Yeah, like
magic.
I
Yeah,
when you care about the whole presentation, the ambiance of it, because now I'm looking at things differently. I'm not just looking like I'll watch it as a fan, but to get me there, I need to be a little bit more enticed at times. I'm getting messages. I hope none of them are like Yolanda, stop talking.
no, no, no. Yolanda, you said too much. You said too much.
I know, shut your ass up. I feel like I feel like I'm getting messages that say that. Um, so anywho, um, oh no,
I
there's
took you
spurts.
off track. I'm sorry.
There's no you didn't.
Uh,
There's spurts where it seems cool, and there's certain spurts where it's just like, and this
more,
ain't it.
more the
Y'all
same.
forcing it, and I get it. I do understand why some people are forcing it, and it's not organic. But for some it's coming off as that. So you're not making me crave it when you return. It's something good for now.
Yeah,
Um, I'm more so, but I get it. It's COVID, so I'm not really expecting a lot. If that makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah,
And I wish I could. Um, I well, see, that's technically a show, but the mask wrestler, that's cute. That's something different. So
yeah,
as far as like a show, um, which actually I do look forward to it. I do look forward to it. But if we're talking about like an actual wrestling show, the one that really was like, oh my god, I wish I was there, was Effie's Big Gay Brunch. That was I was like, this,
is that the one where all the dildo things happen?
yeah. I wish I was
I mean,
there.
I
And
mean,
for the culture, those
yeah,
two look very like a
I
solid show throughout.
yeah, yeah. I think with all the Effie stuff, like there was people mad. There's a lot of guys from my generation that don't like that stuff, and they think it's not necessarily because of the sexual orientation of it, but because of just applying silliness to wrestling. But it is what it is. Like, as long as you go into that show knowing what to expect, and that's going to be part of the entertainment, and we're suspending belief past the already suspended belief of
Yeah,
professional wrestling. Like, you just got to get a grip and deal with it. It's not that big of a fucking deal. It's not my taste. I prefer a nice hard hitting, more realistic professional wrestling match, but it is what it is.
yeah. And then I also say, like, I wonder, was they cool with what's homeboy named Lucky?
Yeah.
13
Kevin.
with the dildo ladder.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Were they
Oh
cool with
yeah, that
that?
was funny. That was great. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fine. It was fine when yeah,
right.
it
So
was
shut
fine
the
when
fuck
Lucky
up,
did it.
not you. But you know what I mean. If you're cool with that, like. The only difference is there's only one dick this time.
And the spot with
Um,
Larry Legend was hilarious with
yeah. Oh my God, that was hysterical.
the
That was,
fucking atomic drop, and he was like,
she was like,
"Yeah,
me, ooh, me.
oh yeah, yeah, that's right." The first time he was gonna take it, and they were like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
shoot him out of, and then
Which
they,
was
I think they
hysterical.
did the payoff. They paid it off later.
Yes,
They did.
yes, yes, yes. So, it's like some people be tripping. I just don't be hypocritical. If you enjoyed one but can't enjoy the other, then that doesn't, And this is why
Yeah,
we know who you're talking about. This is just I remember something that happened X amount of years ago. 'Cause that was maybe 2013. That tournament of death, the one I'm talking about with the ladder. So,
probably. Yeah, probably something
so
like that. Yeah,
uh, you
somewhere
know,
around there.
but what else? I mean, I do understand there's different strokes for different folks, which is all good. I mean, sometimes I'm in the mood for uh, just straight lace hard hitting wrestling, which is very seldom because sometimes it just bores me. Um,
Yeah,
and but if it's a mixed show that has that, even better. But sometimes I just want nonsense and foolishness and shenanigans.
yeah, because
You
yeah,
know,
and that just reminds me, like you and I spent a lot of time at Chikara,
yes,
where obviously there's a lot of silliness and a little bit of extra suspended belief with slow motion spots and things like that over the years.
yeah.
With we had dragons. Obviously, well, how could we forget? But no, silly, like funny comedy, silliness, and certainly sexual stuff
Yeah.
is it's always going to have a place in wrestling. And I mean, it didn't, but now it is. And
Yeah,
it's just
everybody's not
always
gonna
going to
like
have
it,
its
and it's
place.
okay. Like I like variation. Well, not very. Maybe I don't know if that's the right word, but no, it is. I like variations of pro wrestling. So like
Yeah,
for me,
yeah,
as far as sexual and out of pocket, I was a huge ECW fan. So and some of the stuff that is somebody on Twitch, I wish I could remember his name. He was playing like the old stuff from '94. Oh, I was losing it.
dude.
I'm watching like this.
Just so happy, just
Just
so
so
happy.
happy. And then some of the stuff I remembered because I used to tape them. So it's
Yeah,
those promos I know by heart, and I was happy I still knew them.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
Yeah, the thing I miss the most anytime I see anything from the 90s and certainly even like the early 2000s, like I miss fan participation.
oh,
Like I
all the
miss the
time.
fans being excited for what's going on.
Yeah,
Even though certainly like as a teenager during the Attitude Era in high school, like we knew it was fake, but like we still went and had a blast and cheered and booed and
yeah,
we made signs and shit. Like,
yeah.
do people even make signs anymore? Or like,
It's a few. It's
there's
like
a few, but like it used to
it,
be every fucking chair, dude.
yeah,
Like it was
yeah,
every chair. Like
yeah,
people were excited to make a sign and maybe it'll get on TV and
yep,
that's how you'll know where I was sitting and how close I was. And
yeah,
like, but no, like overall, there is just a total lack of excitement in wrestling. And that's
yeah,
top to bottom, dude. That is
yeah.
top to bottom. Fans care about um fantasy like booking matches, like when matches they want to see are finally happening. They
Mm,
care about debuts,
yeah,
like when somebody shows up, like somebody's coming to NXT or whatever, or just shows up on WWE or wherever. They certainly care about big spots still and big bumps. They'll still pop for that kind of shit. But all in all, I don't know. Like a big part of the reason I was running out of steam with the business was just the like you had to, like, to quote the great Adam Flash, like you got to light your ass on fire and jump off a ladder through a table to like to get them off their feet anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
I
The
don't know. I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm really
no,
not.
no, I'm with you because so at one point, I mean, it does see. Of course, I haven't been to every show in the world, but it did feel like when CZW started the fans of sitting on their fucking hands, and then eventually those fans grew and went other places and other
Yeah,
places,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
now it's
Like a
all these
fucking virus.
yeah, and now it was all these fans that don't clap, that sit with their hands folded,
Or they got their
arms folded,
phones, or they got their phone.
or they got
Yeah.
their phones, and they're not even promoting the match. They're just talking. And it was just like, what the hell is what happened to the fans I was with? Like, where did y'all go? What happened? How did wrestling betray you?
They got weeded out, man. Somehow they got weeded out over time. And you know, like some of it is natural, some of it happened naturally, but some of it also you got to blame on booking. You know, if we're just talking about CZW, that's all I can really speak about. Like if you just look at that company over the last decade and a half, just decade or plus, we'll say, if you just continue to make the wrong business decisions and you don't cater to your the blood and backbone of the company and like the main parts of your roster the way that you should, and you constantly cater to the flavors of the month, a lot, like you were there, Yolanda. Like you saw how many guys over the years just use CZW as a stepping stone and a
Get the
platform
evolve.
to
Yeah.
to get to evolve, to get to eat, to just to get a look, or to get to Ring of Honor. Some people just came and went, and you know,
Yeah.
and DJ, he just kept letting it happen. And also just dropping the ball booking wise. Like there's times where you need to make better storyline decisions, and if you don't listen to the roster, it falls apart, and you lose fans. And certainly, as you know, we've had to deal with the completely new element in the last 10 years of fucking social media,
Yeah.
and the way that has changed the game. It's
Yeah.
changed the game. Like
Yeah.
literally, like the new cool thing to do. And I know, me, I don't care if this is offensive because my friends are doing it, but like the fucking Twitter panhandling of like, can I get a shot, Cody Rhodes, or whoever the fuck, it's like tweeting at companies and tweeting at Cody Rhodes, and like it's like if I could get enough retweets, maybe I can get on fucking TV. Like, come on, what happened here? Like, what is it's almost become more important than what you can do in the ring.
Well, it is because at a certain point, um, I laugh because I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't say this either, but it's true. At a
This is
certain,
my goddamn show. You say it. You say it.
I forget what year it was. Was it 2015? It might have started, or 2014, 2015, I think. But basically, that was the year of you got part of the reason why you got hired in WWE is if you it was your social media.
It was definitely around that time. Yeah,
Yeah,
twenty twenty four, 14, 15.
and it just wasn't your numbers. It was, were you good at marketing yourself? You know what I mean? So it played such a hand in it on multiple ways. So you already have a fan base. So you already know how to market. So we don't have to spoon feed you. You already know how to do it. You know how to you can make it applicable. Change your name. Now you're using this flyer instead. So
Right, 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 right.
and then it just now this is the part where I forget when people started. So I can't remember. I think what happened first was fans demanding people to get booked, and people were listening to fans, and
Yeah,
because people
certainly
started
in places like
listening to fans,
Beyond and things like that. You know what I mean? Like Beyond was a big company like that back then, I would
oh,
say.
okay,
I mean,
so
well, they were one of them, I would say. Like they were very internet driven and always have been. And, you know,
yeah, but I don't know what I'm thinking about other people, but yeah, but yeah,
you're,
they're
you're
definitely
right. I mean, you're
internet,
right. That just came to mind.
very internet, but once that happened, people were like, well, instead of me waiting for the fans, shoot, I'll just put it out there, let the fans do the work, do dirty work.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I get now. Yeah, at first it was like what, but now it's normal because unfortunately or fortunately, these are how people are paying attention, and um, and this is not going to fly too well, but you're giving the fans too much power. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with including, because that's the part that we, as fans, growing up, we did enjoy. That was the cool thing about wrestling back then, even at a certain point, independent wrestling, because you were included, but it was still a lane. Like, you know what I mean? Um, where the fans felt included, but the fans didn't power everything else.
Well, and you know what the difference is? Like now that you're
Power to
talking,
decisions. There we go.
yes, yes, yes. I mean, but now that you're talking about it, like what comes to mind, and the honest difference is, in the early first part of the decade here in the new millennium. So we'll say 2003, 4, 5. Um, the equivalent to getting a lot of retweets or tweets at a promotion or promoter was just getting a good reaction in your debut at the ECW arena, and having a killer match in front of John Zandig, or or name the promotion, having a good match in front of Gabe, whatever. Excuse me.
It's okay.
And and that was how they knew to bring you back. That was how you built steam, because people in South Philadelphia that went to CZW, they maybe also went to Jersey All Pro, and they would tell
Mm,
their friends there, dude, there's this guy fucking Trent
yeah.
Acid, like he's fucking crazy good. And then or they go to Ring of Honor, and it just that was the natural way that things
Yeah, you
happen.
work for yourself more than anything else.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like excuse me. I just don't feel like the the way things happen on the internet, it's not it does something about it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel
No, no,
it,
it
you
tries
know,
to feel
it
very
feels like
cool.
it's staged a little bit. It feels like, and that's not to say that people are going out and making 10 different accounts for themselves. And I'm not talking about that, which
No,
I'm sure there's psychopaths that do that.
I
You
hope
know what I
not.
mean? That like retweet all their shit and whatnot. But no, it doesn't feel authentic is the
Yeah,
word I'm trying to say. It's like to get over on the internet and then somehow end up with a fucking multi-million-dollar contract. Something's a little weird about that, you know?
yeah, yeah. It. I don't know. I can think of a couple of examples of people being upset. Because there's one, and I will not name this person because I don't want to start no too much stuff. But it was this one kid in particular, and I call him a kid because I know I'm older than him. I knew he's going to get picked up with the quickness,
Yeah.
and he did. But I wasn't mad at it because because I knew it. Like from a business standpoint, I got it. Was this person in wrestling long enough for uh
For veterans to be happy about it. Like no.
there you go. But I want to use another word. But yeah, because listen, I do come from
Yeah,
uh the old
we're
school.
enough dues paid? Probably not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or just experience.
Right.
Like even if it's not pure dues, is like it's experience. And
Sure.
I know, so this is something I had to make peace with because I'm very like, oh, I need to know more. I need to know more. I can't do this because I need to know more. And there's people that don't give a shit if they know nothing or not, but they have the confidence so they can do it, so they just go ahead. And I had to be like, oh, all right, Yolanda. So yeah,
Right.
we gonna have to cut that shit out because you know more than you think you do, which is very true. But it's just I just come from that mentality of you don't want to be full of shit, and you the more knowledge that I can accrue, the more I can give. So
For
I
sure.
I, I come from that point, and also how things are earned, but and I also come from a reality world too, because again, wrestling is la la land. Wrestling not real.
Nope.
And I
Nope.
don't even mean in the extent of the moves. I'm just talking about the world of it, the entity of it.
No
So
aspect of it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, no. It's
so
very important that you're making that clear. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like from the backstage bullshit to the
yep,
on stage bullshit. Like the backstage bullshit is probably more la la than what happens in front of people.
right,
you
right,
know?
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, but all of it. The whole
Yeah,
lifestyle is bullshit. It's bullshit. Yeah.
yeah. So that's something I have to take accountability because I can't help it, and I will always because I don't want to fall to that trap where I think of it from a reality standpoint. Because you should, but a lot of people don't. So I had to come to grips that this is the world. This is the world of pro wrestling, even in the higher point of it has La La Land to it. Maybe not as much because they got um
Oh
uh
no, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like if you like really break down every incarnation of pro wrestling and decade, and the way that the performers lived, the way they performed, the way they partied, it nothing has slowed down. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The same amount of guys were dropping dead every decade as they are now. You know what I mean? It's a shame to say that. It's
yeah.
sad to say that, but yeah, I mean, not too much has changed. But just in all, in like what we're talking about, like I kind of wish that wrestling, and honestly probably most sports during all this pandemic shit, just would have stopped. I wish they would have just stopped. I think that, yeah, it's crazy to say, like, for the first time probably since WWE started, there would be no WWE on television other
Right.
than reruns or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if the NFL, NBA, MLB, WWE, if all of them were truly taking this COVID stuff seriously, they just wouldn't be performing.
Right.
Because I mean, we've seen plenty of dirt sheet shit about how many performers have gotten COVID.
Yeah.
Couple people got it twice or some shit.
Yeah.
Uh, and I just feel like the other reason I say that is because I think by the time wrestling came back, people would have been so thirsty for it. You could have turned the volume down a little bit on like I don't know what the words I'm looking for,
Ooh.
like the over evolution that has kind of happened in wrestling. It's kind of happened too fast. You know what I mean? In the sense that the demands of the average man or woman in sports entertainment at the elite level is too high, and I think the demands of the physical person, and mentally and everything else, especially back when they were on the road, is, I think the demands are too high. And I would like to see, um, and maybe we talked about it, maybe we didn't, but like, wrestling is so oversaturated right now, especially WWE's products and how many shows and hours of television they have on every week. I wish that there was a way to make it so that, I guess, everybody had to perform less, and that honestly there was less content. I think Raw might be better at 2 hours instead of three. I think it's still 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Still three.
it went from one to two, and like, I remember that in the '90s, like, being crazy. Like, there's gonna be 2 hours every night. That's crazy. And then they went to three, and I was like, okay, so if I watch a pay per view Sunday night, there's basically a pay per view on Monday now too. You know what I mean? That was my mentality. Like, I watch a 3-4 hour pay per view on Sunday, and then Monday. What's I guess what I'm saying is, what makes the special, what makes the pay per view on Sunday so special now? If I can get 3 hours of content of this all the time, like, what makes a pay per view so special? And as we've seen over the years, there's been a lot of stinkers, man. Like, there's been a lot of pay per views that are just like, well, that was like an episode of Raw, because it was, you know what I mean? It was just promos and matches, and it wasn't good, or it wasn't exciting. I would like to see less pay per views. All of it, all of it.
So you helped me remember whatever I was um thinking about when this all first started. Because sometimes I think of stuff, and when it passed, I forget. So
Sure, sure,
my
same.
hope was that in this case, since nobody can wrestle, that we would get more creative as an industry, especially WWE, since they have the money. So now here's your chance to focus on your brand and figure out what that is, how to effectively use your social media, how to get those digital dollars. Um, to really think from that aspect. When Travis Scott did a whole concert via Fortnite on Twitch, I lost it. And I was like, this is the type of time we need to be on. Somebody
Yeah.
else in wrestling needs to do something like that. And I'm mad because now I'm remembering there was people trying to have episodes and shows, and I can't remember who they are, and I apologize because I was very entertained in the beginning. But that's how I felt like wrestling needs to evolve as far as getting their brand situated. do storylines, just make up any story that they want on their own. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just to have something going, and so that by the time COVID's over, you already built fans without having to really wrestle or whatever because your brand sealed them. Now, hopefully, you done something to keep them
Right.
once you get in
Right.
that ring. But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people wasted a lot of time. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think COVID's. Well, I always joke about 2022, but I mean, you got a little bit more time to get to step your game up here. But
Yeah.
a lot of people wasted time because they were crying. I'm sounding insensitive, but it's true. A lot of people was crying and there was no wrestling and not stopping to think, well, how can I still make this work? You
Right.
know, and it's no. And listen, I'm not upset that you cried. I'm more irked at how long you cried for, because now you're wasting precious time you can't get back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it was more of that is what I truly expected, um, that wrestlers and companies took the initiative to figure out how to do it creatively. And what I learned is that a lot of people are not creative. A lot of people don't know who they are. A lot of
No.
people are lost, completely fucking lost, and it's sad. You know what I mean? It doesn't wrong with people just doing any old thing, like just seeing if it sticks. That's the time to do it. This is the time to fuck it up. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? It's COVID. This year don't really exist. Truth be told.
No, no,
So
dude. This one is wiped from the fucking map, dude.
yeah,
It's
so do you. Instead, you know what they doing? What was these fools doing? And yes, I called y'all fools because some of y'all needed to cut it out. It was Twitter after dark.
oh,
They
okay.
sure didn't know how to tweet about their merchandise, but they know how to tweet about their puny penis and their forced ass cleave. Like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, this is the most un fucking what is it? What is the word? Wasn't that sexy? It was
Yeah,
barely.
yeah, 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 yeah,
It, it,
yeah,
it was like people that finally like, oh, I can finally do it, kind of thing.
yeah.
Sometimes don't join. It's okay. I don't need to see you holding your stuff or whatever you think you got. Cut it out.
God
Um,
damn. But
there's
I
people
think we have seen.
like that.
What's that?
Sorry, I was like, there was
Oh no.
people putting more stock and participating in shit like that
Oh yeah.
instead of their brand.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I was just thinking about something else you were just saying about getting creative and like, I think WWE did do a good job of that with their Thunderdome idea and like, so you got fans, like it looks like there's fans there,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
You know, you can see people reacting and so on and so forth. So I mean, it's definitely a good workaround for now, but
yeah,
I don't think it lasts though, because like again, this is just my unique perspective, and I may not share this with other, performers, but like being a performer, I know that if the future of wrestling is performing in front of either socially distanced crowds or a Thunderdome type crowd, I wouldn't want to do it. Like, because for me, like, it has always been about feeding off of the crowd, like
yeah,
always, whether it was working in front of like a small crowd in like Chikara in Reading or something
yeah.
like that, or 800 people at CCW. You know what I mean? It was always about feeling the energy and having the balls to let Derek Frazier jump on my fucking neck. You know what I mean? Or jump off that ladder and stomp on somebody's head. Like, and without that, it sucks. Like, because I've done like the excuse me, I've done the Ultraviolent Underground a couple of times, once against Nick Gage and once against Black G's. And to do a death match in front of nobody was very fucking hard. Like,
Yeah.
like to do that crazy fucking shit in front of no one was dumber.
It sounds horrible.
It was exponentially dumber than doing it in front of people. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, what did Drew say one day? They were okay. So it was Drew Great Excellent Me on Twitch, and they brought up. I think Greg brought up because of his lack of fans, or Drew did one of them about the lack of the adrenaline and the bumps hurt. more because you don't have that. So
Yeah, yeah,
you two doing death without a murmur. I could imagine.
yeah.
Horrible.
Just John sitting over like in the wings, watching me and Nell destroy each other back in like 2006, 2005 or six.
Yeah.
Stupid, man. Stupid. God, that shit was stupid.
But I
God, that shit.
you think
but
we
uh,
are
but
like
no,
that.
but no, you're right. Like, uh, it's so important to like work on your brand nowadays because, like, I have a couple bullet points here because like everything that I just asked you about and everything we just talked about ties in together. In that, like, my question being like, what does it even mean to be famous anymore?
Ooh.
Because like it used to be this very tangible thing. Like for most of us, like performer wise, it used to be like you were famous at the show, you were famous if people saw you out and about. But now there's like, as we talked about, this whole other social media element that is almost more important than anything you do in reality. You know, so like, what is, I guess,
Oh, that's
we're like we're all after like the money and the fame to a degree, but like, what does it even mean anymore if we don't fucking leave our house? Is my question, you know?
oh man, I was gonna go deeper than that.
But no, no, go deep
It
into
was,
the
it was
murky waters, the
because
murkiest water.
even before COVID, it was still horrible about how
Right,
the thought of what's being famous because you
right.
got
Now
people who
it's
want
way
the
fucked
famous.
up, right?
Yeah, because now you got people who don't just want the fame and don't make no money off of it. There's no money. Like you were just famous for that flash of time, just so just to get that gratification, but you still fucking broke. That's stupid. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
yeah. If you can't turn your followers into some sort of advertising money, then what's the point? You know?
so this is contradictory and weird, I know, but I think one of the biggest problems is that anybody can be famous. Not I want to say the millennial.
Eh,
What century are we in?
what country?
No century. I know
Oh,
the
century
I know
21st,
I know
21st, I believe.
unfortunately the country.
21st, I believe.
The
I thought you
20
said country.
the 21st century type of famous is bullshit too. You know, because it's not real famous. It's not real famous. Like this is, I swear, for the past at least 5 years, or maybe at least three, words have no fucking meaning
No,
because
no,
the people who are famous, who say they famous, are not really famous. Nobody knows who the fuck
no,
you are in the
no.
grand scheme of things. And the because one question that people have now is, what does success mean to you? Everybody's definition of success is different. But as far as traditional fame, um, ever since you could be famous based off of social popular, because it's really being popular,
Right.
um, uh, considering that being famous, anybody can do it, and it's. I am all about that you can achieve certain things. I never want to crush people from their dreams, but some people shouldn't be famous. Certain people should have platforms. Uh,
Right.
a lot of people don't know how to handle it, and they just create the blind leading the blind, similar to
Right.
pro wrestling.
A lot
But
of it is spectacle, you know. A lot of it is spectacle. I mean, how many people
we got a standard
like
to go to as a society, but that's another story.
sure. I mean, but like literally we have our president because of somebody who was good at Twitter. You know what I mean? Like like the guy commandeered the Republican Party via Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And like that's crazy. Like literally, you were saying anybody can be famous. We're living in a time where anybody can be president.
So I
Like, you know
thought
what I'm
about that
saying?
recently,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow, now this is really fucked up. Because with, like when Obama was president, it was like, oh, now hey, black children,
Yeah.
you could be president. Ain't that great? And that what? Yeah, you got this fucking clown and all, and a clan and anybody can be president. Like Dave the mailman could be fucking president, so it loses its prestige. And like I know we're or oh I'm getting I'll probably get in trouble, but I kind of don't care because
you're not running for Congress anytime
no
soon. Who
no
gives a
no,
shit? Who gives
but
a shit?
no, but everything can't be inclusive. Everything can't. Something's got to be exclusive. Certain things has to be earned, and that's the problem. People, we're letting anybody in with no type of standard, and that's one of the reasons why pro wrestling with the shit because everybody was it was the blind leading the. I have no problem saying this, so y'all can come at me if you motherfucking want to. The blind leading the goddamn blind. People training people that shouldn't be training. People wrestling that shouldn't be wrestling, and so standards. About to see. Standards.
My hair is standing up as you're saying this because like I'm like she's speaking to my soul.
Yeah, because
and bless you by the way.
And everybody got a school, and you know damn well you shouldn't be training because you barely know shit yourself. And don't get me started about people who call themselves vets because what I think is a vet is what everybody else think of a vet. Like when I think of vet, I really think.
Hang on, we gotta turn this into a meme real fast. I just had to get about 2 or 3 seconds of that so I can turn that into a meme later. When you're talking about people who call themselves vets, I was like, and I have passed away. And I have passed. And I have passed. Thoughts and prayers to my family. I have passed.
It's true. I'm tired of it. I can't remember the year where everybody was a vet. What was it, 2016, 2016? No, you ain't no fucking vet. You are just you are damn it, what is the word? It's not superior either. You're not their senior, but you're
just upperclassman, like an upperclassman.
Seniority.
Yeah.
Seniority. You have no seniority over somebody because of the years that you put in. But that doesn't automatically make
you get shotgun on road trips. That's it. You know what I mean? Like you get shotgun. That's all.
I don't even want to consider myself a fucking vet. I don't.
No, but you are. You know that's the thing. You as something very similar that I said to Blake. You know, his episode was all about feeling accepted, and like it mainly applied to the pro wrestling business, and hopefully you feel that same acceptance amongst the boys and girls of the locker room because like you're definitely as much a part of the business as we are, and the same way I you know very much value Blake's opinion. If I was calling a match and you were up in the the bleachers and you were like, that fucking finish stinks, why don't you do it like this? And I would consider your finish, you know what I mean? Whereas somebody else, I'd be like, nah, like what, they don't know what they're talking about. Like I know that you know what you're talking about and would consider whatever you suggested. And guess what? Like, there's been times where, Blake or whoever suggested something and we're like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. So definitely don't ever feel excluded.
Well, I do, but not as. See, me and Blake's is a little different about why and how. So one thing I have to correct your terminology on, and this will show you what this will tell the tale, because I don't make anything. I don't some shit. I design, and that is just as important. But there's people who don't think it's in. To this day, it's not important, and like it's funny the stuff that I paved the way, truth be told, was being a designer in a wrestling world where most people was like, oh, but you don't make it, you don't print it, you don't. No, but I do everything but that.
Yeah. Like, so what? Like, so what? Yeah.
Motherfuckers directions on how to do it so you don't fuck it up. Shot.
It's like, no, excuse me. I'm over here doing the fucking most important part.
Yeah.
Like that's what people like. Don't get me wrong. You don't want some shitty tailor or a seamstress putting your shit together and fucking being like, here it is, and like making your shit look like dog shit. Yeah, but no, designing it is key.
Yeah, because even from the maker community, like I got People didn't want to respect mine, and it see, sometimes I roll my eyes at the Yolanda didn't want to ruffle feathers. Now it's like like I dare you to say something to me, because just because you make stuff don't make you better than me. Like for instance, um and because I don't feel like because I designed for companies like, I don't know, Donna Karen, Gap, or Money Exchange, and Calvin Klein, I don't feel like I'm better than you. But you're gonna respect what the fuck I've done. I'm not. This ain't no hobby bullshit. I got a fucking degree in this.
Yes. Yes.
I've been doing this. If you want to talk like getting paid since 2003, so suck my dick. I don't got time. Like,
You tell him. You fucking tell him, Yolanda. I appreciate it. I don't want any sugarcoating. You can't sugarcoat it for these bitches out here.
oh,
You
you
can't.
can't. I was telling Drew. I said I'm about
Can't.
to get real fucking sassy. I just got to make the time to do it.
Oh yeah.
My website's already gotten sassy. Like the dudes and don'ts how to work with me, it already got a little reckless. But soon I'll be doing videos because people don't like to read. I already knew that, but just in case, cause I don't want nobody going to audit. No, oh now you did now. You just don't fucking play me. You're either gonna get nice Yolanda with the dimples, who is very sympathetic and has love and has a large amount of empathy, or you get the one that feel like you're trying to play her, and now you're about to feel the fucking heat.
Oh no, goodness no. Goodness no. I don't think that as long as I've known you, I've been exposed to that side. And I'm hoping to stay on this side. Uh, uh,
You don't
uh,
know this side.
but with all that said, what do you I guess it obviously all depends, but like what do you got? What are the plans for the I guess the near future and then I guess long term as well?
Oh,
Right now for your career.
near future is back, uh, going back and trying teaching again, as far as what I know and how to break that down. Not even in a pro wrestling designing, but designing in general from merchandise. Um, I really want to also with my brand. I want to help children who at a young age kind of an idea of what they want to do or whatever the case may be. And I'd rather be the one to be there before somebody snuffed the fucking light out of them.
And
So
do you mean like artistically or just whatever?
yeah, like well, mostly mainly uh,
Creatively and things?
creative youth entrepreneurship empowerment. I think
That's very cool. Yeah.
that's really been on my heart lately. But yeah, I wanna do, like, right now there's no seminars because you can't be in front of people, so there's webinars
Right. Yeah.
and stuff of that nature. So uh,
Very cool.
that's something. I miss the clothing designing part of it, so I've been messing around with some print on demand stuff. So that'll be happening soon, and it will not just be wrestling. I mean, wrestling might be the last part of it.
Right.
Um, and oh, see the meat and potatoes. I don't know if I should share that, but
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
say,
yeah, you don't have to share anything you don't want to
yeah,
as far as that goes.
yeah. Let's just say, um, not only am I trying to build my brand, I'm really trying to help build others.
I got you. I
So
got you.
that's one of the main goals as well. So
Very cool. Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome. Very cool. Well, also before we get out of here, I wanted to do it at the top of the show, but since we didn't, where can people follow you? Where can people check out your website? And get down with Yolanda.
Let's see. So you can go to my website at gimmicks247 .com. Gimmicks is spelled with one M because it looks better that way. The two M's are corny, whatever. So, um,
One M.
one,
Gimmicks with one M.
one M. And
Gimmicks two four
for
seven.
real, you can find that on all my social media platforms, the Twitter, Instagram. So here's the thing about Facebook, and since we're on it, So it's funny because my page was meant to be a personal page, and then it went into a business page, and now I'm trying to figure out what it is. Um, so if you're trying to get a gear design for me, let's say this now. If you are, go to the website, fill out the form. If you try to get me quickly through social media, um, it most likely will not happen. You'll be waiting there for days. There's so many people in that what do you call that when they're not your
I mean,
friends.
unless of course you're a VIP like me, because I get
That is true. That
right.
is true.
I'm a VIP.
You might get lost in the sauce. I know there's like a filter for messages when you're not friends and stuff. You
All
might
right,
you might be there.
right.
So your best bet is to go to the website.
Gimmicks two
Um,
four seven with one M. Gimmicks
with
with one M.
one
247.
one M.
Right on, right on. And that's your handle on IG and Twitter as well, right?
Yep.
Gimmicks 247.
Yep.
Right on, right on.
Keeping it sexy.
You have any other parting words for our lovely viewers tonight?
Um. Okay. I'll do. I'll try to do two. Actually,
The
I'll try.
floor is yours, girl. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I was trying to think of just one. Um. Okay. Here. Okay. So this is what I'll say. Um. I know a lot of people are going through it right now because of COVID. Do your best not to lose yourself. Use this time wisely to figure things out. You got time. Don't rush. Don't. Oh, here's a real jewel for everybody named Mama. Do not, I repeat, do anything through emotion. Don't do it. Don't tweet. Don't say nothing slick to somebody's face. Don't do it.
Don't.
Don't do it. I'm
Now's
telling
not
you.
the time. Now is
Yeah,
not the
now is
time.
not the time. You are
And it's
gonna
really
regret
never the time. It's really never the
it.
time.
It isn't. It isn't. Think it through. Don't make any just like even not even a tweet, just a decision. Like you know what I mean? Like really like think it through because it's harder to clean it up. You know what I mean? So you know that I think that's the biggest jewel I can give people right now because a lot of people lost their goddamn mind.
Yeah, including me. I'm trying to keep it together as well. But there you have it, folks. The very intelligent, beautiful, and talented Yolanda the designer. I'm Nico Sozio. I hope you had a great time tonight, folks. And if not, you can, as always, go fuck yourself.